It's been really quiet and red for XRP as of late, which frankly hasn't been that big of a deal. There really hasn't been much going on, but XRP still remains very much extended from its lows in November. It still remains very much extended from its dips that we saw in the early part of April, and we're still holding some pretty significant support. And what I think is very exciting about this is we just had the largest week here in 2025 for XRP. And we do need to also discuss what is going on with some of these spot ETFs here as well. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, when we're looking at XRP, you guys can see, from that dip that we experienced all the way back on April 7th, we're up still a very significant amount. I can't even measure this apparently, but currently up about 45%, still looking really good. And what we continue to do is hold strength, closing daily candles above this 20-day moving average. That's a great sign. And this is all taking place while the market is getting ready for an overall extension, an overall pump. In fact, like I've talked about in several of my other videos today, we have actually seen BTC close one, the highest weekly candle we have ever seen, two, close the highest daily candle we've ever seen, three, have huge institutional buying continue to take place while having a crap ton of leverage up above these levels. So what we're kind of preparing for is a big burst, a big surge in the crypto market. Doesn't mean it's going to happen today, but each and every one of these days we're inching closer and closer. And it really feels like we're getting to this moment where the market is so compressed that we're bound to have just this big blowout breakout at some point in time, right? Now, in terms of XRP in general, I will say stochastic RSI is just about at the oversold range. This is a lot of times where we do see it bottom and then start its next leg. And what that could mean is that we still have, maybe another day or two before we really truly get down there. But at the same time, we had an altcoin golden cross about 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin golden cross on the verge of actually taking place sometime in the next few days here. So this is all very exciting stuff. And what is really happening that's great on a fundamental level for XRP is just this huge hoarding of supply. And people are trying to prepare for the big things to take place. And in fact, this last week was the largest week of exchange supply removal we have seen here in 2025. It's actually the second largest month in history, which is a big deal. The largest month in history, or largest week in history, was actually the week of December 15th, $370 million. Last week was actually $267 million worth of XRP removed from exchanges. This week has already started off on another great note, $70 million removed there. So people are just hoarding supply. They're preparing for the future. And can you really blame them? Because what we're starting to see is, again, BTC, or not starting to see, we're continuing to see BTC follow this global liquidity chart. Just want to bring this up here and show you guys this once again. Right now, that's kind of where we're at. This isn't quite right, about right there. So we're kind of at about this point where we're prepping for possible further extension, next leg, right? BTC looking to set a new all-time high. XRP continuing to follow this Wyckoff accumulation model like we have in fact been talking about. We're chopping around in this SOS phase, preparing for basically phase E in this extension. And really what could help this is one, retail adoption taking place, but two, XRP spot ETFs. Now, the SEC did in fact make some decisions over the last 24 hours on this, and what they have decided to do was delay their decisions on XRP and Dogecoin ETFs. So this is specifically regarding the 21 shares XRP spot ETF and the grayscale spot XRP ETF. And these may be more likely to come at the earliest in June or July, or possibly even into early Q4. All right. Now, why this is actually good is this can create a further catalyst for XRP. So the way that I've been kind of seeing this cycle play out now is, a more traditional cycle for us would be more where we see our top and retracement back down sometime between March through May, like we've been talking about, for the past several years. But this is really shaped up to be more similar to 2016 and 2017. And why that is so significant is, once we got running really around this time, April into May, we really didn't top until around middle of June, saw about a 2-week retracement, and then we just continued running. And with how much market suppression there has been, with how adoption hasn't even really continued at this point, at least not quite yet, it really is creating this scenario where we could just see massive extended runs that continue through most of the year. Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. This is just the way that things are shaping up right now. And frankly, they could change at any time, right? We haven't seen any major black swan events in a while. We haven't seen, major market drops since the early part of April. So we're very much extended from those bearish times. And as we know, surprises tend to come up in the crypto market, but at least as of right now, we seem to be in a very good, a very comfortable spot. Sentiment's on the rise, global search traffic is rising, and we're kind of just preparing for this all to come together and create this big, big spark before the ignition in the market. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.